So this is Rio Dell, California, in Humboldt County. So Rio Dell was established around the late 1870s. The downtown part was apparently burned in 1928. It was moonshining still, from what I've read. It was Prohibition, which is probably why there's not a lot of historic buildings here in town. It's a mill town. Scotia Pacific, or Pacific Lumber Company, had a giant mill across the Eel River in Scotia. So on the other side you had the company town of Scotia, and then everyone else who didn't live in the company town lived over here in Rio Dell. So let's see, originally it was called Wildwood, and then eventually changed to Rio Dell. I guess back in the day it was pretty wild here. Brothels and prostitution, gambling halls. It was a busy place. Just recently, in December 22, there was a 6.4 earthquake here in town that affected many of the local communities, but Rio Dell got hit the hardest. There were quite a few injuries. I think there were 2 deaths. Many of the homes and buildings were damaged, and you still see a lot of stickers on the doors where it's been inspected. With the timber industry slowing down, there's not much harvesting and milling as there used to be. It's really hit this area economically. Hello, Mr. Goat. Hello. this town could, there's so much potential here. One, for Humboldt County, this has perfect weather. It doesn't get too hot, but it gets the sun. It doesn't get the fog that the coast does. You're only a half hour or less to Eureka. You're right off the highway. There's 101 right over here. I mean, if the cost of living here was affordable, this would be a perfect retirement place. Overall, you got pretty low crime, beautiful scenery. We're crossing the Eel River right now. So this bridge, I think it was 1940 was it put in? I guess way back in the day they had a ferry that would cross the river here. And before 101 was put in, this was the main road, this bridge. So if you were driving to San Francisco, you would drive over this. We got good flow on the Eel right now, with all the rains and snows. Eel River has federally listed coho salmon, Chinook salmon, and federally listed steelhead trout. And believe it or not, you will often, if you know where to look, you can see seals all this far up. It's kind of a shock when you're walking along the banks and you see a seal up here, but they come in from the ocean and they follow the salmon runs up. On the other side you see some bluffs, and then down here you can see some bluffs up there. I know a lot of people that get fossils over there. You get some like fossilized clam shells and scallop shells. Yeah, if they could just lower the cost of living in Humboldt and get some employment in this area, this would be just an amazing, beautiful little town to live in. Like I said, the cost of living's low. And yeah, it does get earthquakes, but all of Humboldt does. It's just this last earthquake for some reason hit this place harder than local Ferndale or Fortuna. Now the view, the downstream view of the bridge here, and we're looking at the Highway 101 right there. Eel River gets, sometimes it'll get almost a greenish color, and it's from the minerals that's in the soils around here. Today's the first sunny day we've had in a while. It's mid-April. It's just starting to feel like spring. It's been a cold, snowy, rainy winter.